I have been back and forth on whether or not to do a video right now. Partly because I'm really annoyed, and then partly because I got things I want to say. So, but I know it's been a bit, but I'm going to put out a quick little video, like 5 minutes long, if that. Welcome to Cassidy Uncircumcised. So I have been at work all day, and I get off at around 4 o'clock, and then at four, I have an appointment, doctor's appointment at 4:15. So from 4:15 into 5:30 or 6, we're doing that, and then we went to get something to eat. And I got a message from of one of my buddies up in Canada, as I call it, up in Canada, Lori McDermott. I'm sure quite a few of you guys know who she is. Beautiful photography. I'll have to show you one of some of her work. Hi, Linda. It's been a long time. I was thinking about you, and I kept meaning to reach out to you and see how things have been going. So anyhow, we go to dinner. Okay, we go to a buffet. I like to church it up. I just discovered Golden Corral like a year and a half ago. Hi, Karen. Hello. I think I'm gonna probably turn my comments on here just so I don't miss anybody. And I'm terrible at these and I lose my train of thought. So I'm gonna watch the clock and we'll go from there. Anyhow, so I was at dinner and Lori sent me a message with a comment in regards to today. And I was like, today? Today? I'm like, well, I know it's not May the 4th, so I'm definitely on top of Happy Star Wars Day. I had to double check that I was wearing a shirt. That's awful. Yes, I'll be very honest. I'm home most of the time, and oh, hope I'm wearing a shirt. Anyhow, so my immediate assumption is I know you guys very well know is that there's some publications that have been leaked. Lloyd hit on it. I think even Mikey did a bit on it. And I haven't had a chance to watch all of them, but and then Jude 3 and Laura 2. They also did a video on it with some new publications coming out. So initially, that's what I thought Lori was referring to. That because there's just been a barrage of videos lately. And so I went and looked and, kind of looked through the community and I'm like, no, nothing's going on. And of course, I went to trusty Google and what the fuck today, people. We were driving back from dinner, like literally entered into our neighborhood, and Dee is driving slower and slower as I'm reading the article, and I'm reading like woman dead, and okay, Cass, don't watch the time, pay attention. So Linda's saying I've got ADHD, dude. I have to tell you, and being that this is Cassidy uncircumcised, so I had my meeting today with my therapist, who I see every 6 months. And I got no problem going into any of that at some point. But she and I were talking, Linda, that she's like, my ADHD people are going fucking nuts. Like, this is harsh. She's like, and then on the other hand, you have people who, enjoy not being in the public and she's like, and for them, they're loving it, right? Everybody's different. But yes, when you said that, I was telling Dee that earlier, how differently we all have responded in what I really thought was only going to last a good 6 weeks. I'm not the governing body. I don't make solid predictions, so obviously I was wrong. But yeah, so I was reading him the article, and I just pulled up the first one. Is like I think So Karen was saying her JW coworker is trying to preach to her today, and I'm going to tell you something. That's one of the reasons I'm making this video. And if I fall off topic, somebody remind me. Can we please not give JW.org? Can we please not give the governing body and the Jehovah's Witnesses another reason to scream end times? Like, the event that happened today, but and if nobody knows, like storming the Capitol, a bunch of people who support Trump went up there to make their objections, and yeah, not just my opinion, in reality, and things got out of hand. You're like destroying, like you're doing shit that if you did to your neighbor, you would go to jail for. I have a girlfriend who broke out back in her teens, the windows in her own car, and when she was 15, and she got arrested for it. You can't just go about vandalizing shit. And yeah, I'm going to say to that, like, super disappointed. I know this is not a political channel because I'm really not a political person, but I am a human person, and the things that are occurring around me do affect me. I need to turn my comments up here because you guys are having a really good conversation. So I don't want it to become a political channel. Hey, Kevin, long time no see. I was thinking about you. Oh man, I hope everything's going well at your job. We should definitely chat later. I'm glad to see you. My new job is freaking amazing. So, ha. I love it. And it's hard, but I love it. So, any case, I'm reading him the footage about. Sorry, that totally threw me off. I'm glad as well. And I hope things are going well with you. Everybody's doing well, actually. I will have to update you privately. Because I don't think my kids would appreciate me blasting their lives here. So in any case, so I'm reading the article, and the more I'm reading, and I'll be honest, yes, I clicked on the first thing that came up, and I'm scrolling like kind of like fast. I'm trying to do the speed reading thing, and I'm seeing that a woman was killed, and then I'm seeing the pepper spray and the pipe bombs, and I'm like, all we did was go to dinner. What the hell happened? Well, needless to say, yes, I'm extremely, extremely disappointed. And as much as I don't want to come on here and, I don't mind debating people. I have to remember that my big focus is the XJW community. And if I have the choice between sharing my political views, of which I have very little because, again, raised in that uneducated way. But if I have to like choose, first of all, I don't give a shit enough. I only give a shit for things that can affect me and are affecting people around me. Then I would rather keep you guys, because I don't give a crap whether you're a Republican, a Democrat. I don't care if you're a born again Christian, a Catholic, an atheist, Muslim. I don't care. What I know is you're all ex-Jehovah's Witnesses. And every choice that we make and every part of who we are definitely, a result of our environment. This cigarette smoke is bugging me. I'm the worst anti-smoker as a smoker. The worst. I guess I was on the border of disappointed, disgusted, and then, scared. And then I think about my siblings and, not that they were raised Jehovah's Witness or anything, but they tend to be extremists. And I can hear the one, kind of freaking out about martial law, and I can hear the other one who is an avid Trump supporter, and I love her to death. And There's things that he's done that makes them want to support him, and they have that right. Hey, I have a preference for toilet paper, so if people got a preference for bigger things, I'm not going to object. So then we came into the house and hit. I found a video, well, whatever, the first video that came up in my stupid search, and I've gotten really bad at multitasking, but I'm going to try to pull up comments here while I'm talking, which is laughable. Anyhow, and I watched the video, and I was appalled. I was like, I just don't understand why people don't like live what they learn what they live, walk what they talk. So Linda is saying that she understands that I don't like to get political, but when she sees Trump acting like a cult, God damn it. God damn it, Kenny. Let me pull this up. That way I can talk more with you guys. If there's any feedback or anything loopy, let me know. Okay, and here we are. So Linda was saying that she understands why I don't get political, but when she sees Trump acting like a cult leader and his red hat followers are doing what had happened today, and I guess that can be something that's like a huge trigger. Hi, Valerie. How are you doing? It's so good to see you guys. If anybody has any suggestions, man, I would love to do some video chats with some of you guys. You're surviving. It's been a weird year, and you know what I kept thinking towards the end of 2020? I was thinking everybody keeps bitching about 2020. I have a feeling that 2020 is going to be looking good compared to 2021. What happens in my opinion is, so when people get scared, I keep thinking I'm not wearing a shirt. When people get scared, right? And we saw very much when all this shit happened, right? People pull back. Now people are getting more comfortable. And so now they're going to take action in however they seem fit. And also people are pissed off. And when you're pissed off, it's really easy to funnel that shit to something that seems obvious or where you feel a part of a group. But we all know this because we were raised Jehovah's Witnesses. And so I look at it like that. I hope things calm down too. But I have a feeling that we're going to go into 2021. Right? We're going to now have like the vaxxers versus the anti-vaxxers. And I don't know why it is that people, I swear to God, if people put half as much attention. Valerie, I would so be up to do a JW protest. I've looked a number of times. Sorry. So Valerie McKenna said, I got to get in the habit of telling you guys what I'm responding to. I'm a fucking rude host. I'm actually a better host here than in my own house. So, Apostate babe, I cannot be showing my tatas for free. It's got to be equal across the board. Everybody pays. My mom was so disappointed. No, I'm kidding. Maybe. So let me look back through the comments here. So anyhow, Dennis and I, we get home and we start watching the video, and I just felt sick. And I guess the thing is, because the Capitol hasn't been, in my understanding, and I am by no means a history buff. I think it was raided. I don't know, whatever, it was attacked. I've been watching Game of Thrones lately, so the verbiage might be a little bad. Valerie McKenna says that's not very good witness behavior for a witness girl to act. LOL. I heard that growing up. Yeah. That's not good Jehovah's Witness. Oh my God, it makes me reach for the Tums. So the thing, like, it sucked. It was a horrible thing, and I don't believe that it's happened since 1812 or 18-ish, 1814-ish, whatever. Only I could ask this to very few people. Thank you for being one of them. Yeah, you should have been there at the visit with my sister a couple of months ago. I would have charged, but apparently she already had. Just kidding, I'm not that girl. I'm that woman. Just kidding, I'm not. So, I don't know. It was just very crushing. And for something like that not to have happened in so long, like, you can bet your ass that Jehovah's Witnesses are going to be jumping up with signs of the times. After this, am going, after this, I'm going to go check my Marco Polos. That's how I communicate mostly with my mom. As you guys know, she is a diehard Jehovah's Witness, and still strongly, strongly in. And the more that shit like this happens, and so I guess that's where I'm feeling kind of torn about having this conversation, because, like, this is a really big thing in our world. Like, I swear to God, the only time that our world is really going to ever come together is when fucking aliens attack. Because people just don't seem to be happy unless they got somebody to be pissed off about and to fight with. So we're going to fight with each other until we find somebody else to hate. Story of our lives. Totally off subject. But at some point, oh, see, fuck it. This is why I don't do these. I lost my train of thought. Thank you. Okay, so Karen is got me back on. Okay, so Karen says, but this sort of thing has been happening all over the world for hundreds of years. 100% it has been. Do we have the technology to make it worse? Yes. Do we have the technology to now broadcast it and for more people to see it? Obviously. But it's no different than, was it the I want to say early mid 90s, when I think it was Roseanne and Tom came out that they were molestation victims. And then, bam, a bunch of victims come out and everybody goes, oh my God, it seems like children are being more molested these days. No, fuckers. Children have a venue now and a TV so other people know that they can talk about it. These things have been happening forever. And I guess, to me, I feel really selfish in the way that I understand what happened today in my country, right? And I understand what happened today in the world. And then on a private part, my inkling was, my first thoughts were, great, great. My mom's going to know, can send me a message like, Cass, and you all can say it with me. These are the signs of the times. The Bible talked about wars beginning in one place after another, famine, death. Does anybody else want to finish that? Cass, Valerie is saying protesters don't bother her. It's the people getting hurt and destruction on property. I 100% agree. When I was watching the protesters screaming, my America, something like that, I was like, yeah, but it's also my America, and I don't necessarily agree with you. I mean, and that's freaking fine, but, like, how you're going about things, I, I'm, if I can't do that to my ex, then nobody should be able to do it to anybody. I mean, that should be the bar. And by the way, total sarcasm in case any of my kids are watching. I'm all about. Let's bypass that. So it was just crazy, and it's scary. And there's people that are in. I don't know the people that. I mean, I know them as well as most of you. What we see, but they have kids and grandkids, and I just don't understand why some people. I don't know. I would rather go one on one. Honestly, yes. I felt for a moment violent inclinations. When I was watching this and I was watching them and I thought, just put me in the cage. Why don't we just go in the cage together? One on one. It just made like you're doing things that are affecting so many people and you're too fucking ignorant to get that. And let's hey, here's an idea because we haven't lived in fear for long. Let's add more fear. It's stupid. Valerie says, Cass, I don't know about others, but I feel like this is a XJW support group. Me too. Except but I feel like reversed. I feel like I know where to go when sometimes I am not feeling at my best worldly self. And I think that it's important for every single one of you guys to like link together and talk and mask or not mask, vax or not vax, I don't know. Seems like in history when we all pick the stupidest battles is when shit really picking stupid battles. All right. So, I guess my whole main point of what I was trying to say. Also, another reason I'm not a good Jehovah's Witness girl. Because I lied. This is way past 5 minutes. It's okay. I plan on lying more. It's a goal. It's kind of like the way I was raised vegetarian. Dude, you have no idea how much meat has been in this mouth in the last 40 years. 30 years. 30 years. And I'm talking about steak and hot dogs and things of that sort. Mostly. But I did. I overdo it all the time. Like when I'll go down, I'm like, "Oh, you guys have bacon? Can I get 10 pieces of bacon?" And they're like, "Ma'am, you know that's $1 a piece." And I'm like, "Can I have 20 pieces of bacon? I don't need to eat this week. It's fine." You overcompensate, and so I do think that very much that same thing happens. So Linda, Pasta Babe, Linda James is yeah. There is a time and a place, and uh, me, eef, oof. All right, that means I lost my train of thought. I was trying to think. Sorry. Reading through the comments here, Pasta Babe says to Valerie, I'm missing something, so I'm going to let the conversation continue. So I guess what I want to say in a very, very, very Annette, long time no see. I definitely missed that face. Um, these are my pajamas, and I wore them to my chiropractor appointment. Yeah, that's a whole nother thing. Um, and everybody's like, "That's the nicest shirt ever," and I'm like, "I know it's my pajamas. I've been wearing it since March." That's a lie. Since April. Um, Good morning. Oh God, I forget about our time difference. Also, it is a little bit before 10 o'clock here. I've been doing pretty well up until the crap that I saw today, and to finish my thought for the 17th time. God, can you imagine me as a parent? Like never finishing a sentence and then reiterating not finishing it 20 times. Um, oh, yeah. So Annette says as long as you wash it from time to time. Absolutely. Once a month when I shower, I just make sure I leave it on. Scrub, scrub, scrub. Rinse, rinse, rinse. Drying is a bitch, especially right now in the winter. Um, I'm just looking at so many familiar names and so many people who interacting with each other, and I wish there was a way we could somehow. I know there's a way. I've just got to figure it out. That maybe we can all get together and chat face to face or eyes to eyes. Zoom, yeah, Linda, that's what I was thinking. Either Zoom There's another one that's out there, but I think Zoom would probably would work. I just need to get more proficient at it. So now moving on to the 18th time that I'm going to try to finish this sentence. Um, I feel selfish because, yes, in addition to everything that is happening, like in the world today, because here's the thing, it's just, oh, so it's not more, but you just got up and have coffee? Wait, Annette, what time zone are you? Where are you? Remind me, please. Um, that I feel really selfish that we have a tumble of thoughts, right? That happens, a million thoughts, thousands of thoughts per second. Oh, okay, so it is morning for you. Okay, I remember. And see, what's what happens. You remember one thing and another thing goes. It made my as your tumble of thoughts as you're going through whatever, as we all learn about different things, and my first instinct was, here we go, because now it make this gives Tony Morris so much more ammo. Like they are doing an all-nighter tonight. And I don't mean the whole regular sucking each other's dicks thing. I mean like they're up tonight trying to figure out a way to get some literature out tomorrow that's going to be ahead of everyone else in regards to how this is definitely a sign of the times. Now, they have gotten wiser and they're not going to actually call it. Sorry, I just thought of a political reference. Thinks amongst yourselves. They're not going to call it a prediction, but it's such a good and smart, yes, timely. Karen just said, I'm sure they'll say it's yeah. And so many of our loved ones, our friends, our friends and our family members and those who are still in. And something that I certainly know is I would say a good 2/3 of my siblings. Um, then I just thought of another inappropriate joke. I'm just kidding, you guys. I'm not holding back. Coming from a family of Mexicans, we've got a lot of kids. I know it doesn't look like it, but I'm brown on the inside. And Big D hates when I say that. Okay, not turning this into an after hours video. And I apologize if I'm offending anyone. When I get annoyed, the shit just happens. And if you're offended, I'll give you my address. You can come to my house and give me a deep tissue massage and take it out on me that way. Because if you feel offended, it's probably because you know I'm right. I'm just kidding. That's what I always tell my children when they were little. No offense taken here. All right. So I do feel a little bit selfish that like all of this kind of shit, it affects everybody in so many different ways. And for me, my first thing was like, yes, I would say 2/3 of my very large family are still mentally in one capacity, or actually, I would say all of them. I would say all of us, myself as well. Oh, Annette, we smoke it. Oh, that is the best. Okay, it's not the best. I hate smoking. It's awful. It kills you. But being outside in the snow, nice cup of coffee, and that first cigarette of the day. I've never been one of those smokers that's like, it's okay, there's nothing wrong with you. It'll be fine. No, smoking sucks, but I'm an addict, and I guess if I had to choose between heroin and smoking, I'm gonna say this is the better. Oh, have a like nice big gulp of coffee. Ooh, do you drink your coffee black or with like cream and sugars and things like that on that? Yes, McKenna. I swear to God, I do plan on rolling out the video on the holidays. Andrea Rome says, shh, I don't know if Andrea is female or male. White sugar, I'm a sweetie. And Andrea is, I'm assuming a female, drinks hers black. So I, for freaking years, thank you for clarifying, Andrea. And I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. One of my favorite coworkers, that's her name, and Michelle and a shot of vodka. Hell yes. See, this is the team. Everybody's on the same page. Okay, thank you. I am pronouncing it correctly. So it's, yeah, I used to be like shit ton of sugar and creamer. My third child down was, we were talking the other day that I don't know how her growth wasn't stunted because when she was little, you let your kids taste things. That little snot was like 2 and 3, and the glass is this big compared to her body, and she running as I'm running after her, like, no, 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 and she just thought it was hilarious. And so it probably was going on for 6 months to a year before I realized that, God, I'm drinking my coffee awfully fast. No, I'd leave the room, she step in. Daughter, I know that you are a faithful viewer here. You would be a great Jehovah's Witness. Thank God you knew before I did that it was a cult. Anyhow, are you guys okay? So Linda is asking Valerie if she saw her message earlier in the chat. And if I recall, I did see her message earlier in the chat. And Valerie, Linda was asking if your mother's name is Sharon, I think is what her question was. Might you have a mother named Sharon? There you go. Insert Jeopardy music. Another 2020 tragedy. I was always so obsessed with, I love Jeopardy. I fail all the time because I do not do well on tests, but I love Jeopardy. I loved Alex Trebek so much that I wrote him into one of my books, Deja Vu. He and Jeopardy have a big part in that particular story. So yeah, I feel selfish that my first impact is great. Here we go. Linda James, yes, I did see him. I apologize for not. Can you lay it on me again, please? This is definitely turning into an after hours special. So, I don't know. That's how I felt today, was what the fuck. I don't own firearms. I used to. Unfortunately, I had a lot of firearms in my home, and things that crazy people from Bullhead City, Arizona. That was, I think, one of Trump's last stops before the election. Okay. So I think that's all I have to say about that. But I will tell you what, if you guys want to stay on and chat about anything else for the next, I don't know, 5, 10 minutes, we can do that. Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, gosh. So, did I finish my train of thought? My train of thought was, what happened today is shitty. People are stupid. I would be okay with going in the octagon with some of them, mostly the women, because those men look like they know how to throw a fist to a woman's face. So I'm not gonna mess with that. So much for not being political. And it made me think about all of you guys. Like, I do believe that on a subconscious level, we think, fuck, this hasn't happened since, what did I say, 1812? This hasn't happened since 1814. Holy shit. Maybe it's possible that they were. No, it's a fucking cult. No, it's been going on for hundreds of years, this same stuff, as Karen pointed out. So, that's all I've got to say about that. You guys are amazing. Um, Valerie, you were asking about the video earlier. Yes, I'm definitely still doing a hol- keep wanting to say Hollywood video, holiday video. Um, so I use here, if anybody does videos, and if you don't, you should, because something you have to say is going to be really important to somebody else, even if it's just one person. I use a program called Power Director, and it's okay. Sorry, some of my followers are chit chatting. Um, God damn it, I lost my train of thought again. So I do have a mother Sharon, but it's with an E. Karen's remind. So it looks like a couple of the people in our group may have connected in some way through family. So I'm very curious about that, and you guys keep me posted because if I keep watching it, I'm easily distracted. Shiny object girl. All right. So Karen, I was talking about the video. Fuck. What video? Oh, Hollywood. Sorry. Yes, Hollywood was my. I'm going to. So yes, thank you, Jean, and welcome, Jean. I haven't seen you in a while. Um, so I use a program called Power Director. There's a ton of free versions out there. I have used it forever, and about 3 months ago, because my honey does photography. eh, does photography. Oh, here, I'll be a short person. God, wait, let me look. You guys really didn't want to see what was in my pantry. The ingredients for like 20 pounds of fudge. I had good intentions for Christmas. So, Power Director is really awesome. It looks like super confusing, I think, to some people, but just going in there and kind of playing around with it, you can catch on to lots of stuff really fast. Um, my husband does a lot of photography and a lot of editing. Uh, and so I was looking for a program for him, and I ended up buying myself like big the big cool version of Power Director. And it has so many things, but I'm having to watch a lot of videos to understand how to use them. Um, Sometimes I miss the old VHS and the old ways of editing. So basically, I'll give you guys a quick um, update. When I was in Arizona a couple months ago, I went and saw a lot of very, very wonderful, lovely people from my childhood. And they do happen to either be, even if they're physically out, still mentally in, or a lot of my aunties and whatnot who are going to be in until they have what she calls the dirt nap. You know, when you die and then before you're resurrected. She'll be a Jehovah's Witness forever. But she gave me a publication she was very excited about. And this is why I'm not an informative apostate, because I do not film shit quick enough. But she brought out this magazine and she's like, "Oh my God, Cassie." Well, no, they call me Cassie actually. That is actually my name. "Oh my God, Cassie, we're sending this to every elected official," and I was like, "Oh shit." So when I came home as you guys know, I had like a very small, shitty incident with a family member who, in my opinion, is still mentally in. That's one of my next videos is why are my disfellowshipped family members shunning me? Because the shitty thing is, my family members, well, not shunning me. I don't mean that, me. But I know that it happens because we they still have the behavior. So their go-to is to shut people out, shun, love conditionally, because God knows if there is one thing that Jehovah's Witnesses do well is conditional love. Anyhow, so I had a little bit of a shittiness after that. And then I got that new program, and so it's taking me a really, really long time to edit. Like a really long time because I keep getting like, oh, here's a good idea, or I'll see a video tip and I'm like, oh, I should try that. And the next thing I know, I'm watching 3 hours of how-to videos and doing shit. So please, patience with me. Looks like we've got a few comments here. So if I miss anything, all right, so Valerie's got a new kitten. No, I have not seen it. I saw. Okay, so I do a lot of my networking on my phone. I'm really trying to get used to doing it on my computer. Um, so I saw. I was about to give a description, but I'm like, wait a minute, what if that was a different thumbnail? Yeah, I can see, but very, very tiny. Um, Valerie McKenna is asking, did you hear about the water rights and food pantries by the witnesses? I've heard nothing about the water rights. I'm not sure about the food pantries. I know that my mom has her to-go bags ready. Bags, because they have exact specifications of how many days of food and whatnot. So no, I haven't heard about that. So I'm going to pronounce Delilah V17. Correct me if I'm wrong. You know, I'm always good for a good correction. Said in the latest Fall Caleb episode, NGOs were mentioned. And Watchtower is NGO to United Nations. That's correct. It was brought out that the NGO is not an innocent group, but before I could watch more YouTube, I can't read the rest of your comment. I'm assuming maybe took it before I could watch more YouTube, something or other. Oh, YouTube removed the episode. So where I normally get my episodes, wait a minute. Okay, McKenna, I'm Eve's oldest daughter and Eva's big sister. Well, holy shiitake mushrooms. I think we have a match at castmatch.com. Valerie McKenna and Apostate Melinda James. You guys know each other historically, it looks like. Ah! Okay. So okay, well apparently it didn't cut out for you guys. That's good. Um Somebody made a comment. It was Michelle. I wanted to. So Annette said that my mom probably packed an entire extra bag for meeting attire. Uh, I would say she probably packed more handkerchiefs than anything. My mom's like a former hippie, and she can like take a few pieces of clothing and make it look really, really good. But she has allergies like nobody's business, and the ongoing joke in our congregation at our hall was that my mom always has constantly. So, little insight there. Yeah, it was probably a lot of bandanas. Um, okay. So Michelle, I was getting circling as well. Hey, Delilah. God, that's the best I'm pronouncing your name. Losing power, take care. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. I know everybody else appreciates it when you show. I'll talk to you later. All right, so there was something here that really, really jumped out at me for a second. Okay. So Michelle said, "Yep, got into it this morning with my JDub parents, who I currently live with because I'm my dad's caregiver. They're set in their ways. I've kind of come to a point that for me, it's like some of the aunties and whatnot that I told you that I was visiting. Honestly, I can't. Do I think that they have absolutely the right to freedom and to get out? 100%. But I'm not going to be the one. I'm not going to destroy the last 60 years of my 80-year-old aunt's life and try to help her wrap around what to do next. I don't push it, I guess is the way that I do. I more prefer just, I think that we all should do, live what you want people to learn. Like, me and my mom, we're at a place, and you guys, it's taken me years that she can say whatever it doesn't bother me. And she's like, and the brothers and sisters, and we had a death in the family, and he was a super long time. He was actually one of the founders of the congregation in the state that I lived in. Very long time Jehovah's Witness, and the husband to my mom's oldest sister. So a very tight relationship, and that's who got my mom in. And so basically, yeah, I just sit there and listen to her when she's like, um, they reported her to Bethel. Okay, really quick. Thanks, governing body moment. Really quick. My mom left here. Not here. I live in Idaho now. My mom left Arizona and went to Arkansas to take care of her sister and her sister's husband. These would be probably some of the closest family members to me outside of my brown dad's. I mean, my Hispanic family. But these were the Jehovah's Witness ones, and my mom. I really can't say that they were close, but I guess for their generation they are close because in some generations it's okay for people to abuse each other, and that's good. Me and my sister are still working on that. So he, like I said, was the founder back in our congregation back in Arizona. And my mom left Arizona to go out there and to take care of them because my aunt was morbidly obese, and she had obviously a lot of problems that came along with that. And I'm going to tell you, probably one of the nicest women. She was the kindest woman oh my gosh. Her kids, not all of her kids turned out great because that's what happens when you overindulge. But man, she was the nicest, warm lady. Um, so my mom went out there to take care of them. She passed away. My aunt passed away a couple of years ago. I really thought that my uncle would be quick to follow, as we know that's what tends to happen. Ouch. Um, but no, he hung on. So when my aunt died, my mom she's been their caregiver for over a decade. doesn't stop her Jehovah's Witness daughter from thinking she's entitled to everything, though she didn't take care of her mother. Nothing personal or bitter there. So anyhow, so my mom basically is like in the house with my uncle. Like I think my mom's 65-ish, and my uncle, let's say 80, let's say 102. And people in the congregation were complaining because she's his caregiver. Oh shit, my battery's about to die. They were complaining that she's his caregiver and that it was inappropriate for them to be in the same house together. Now, I cannot possibly express to you how much my mother hates men. I would say at best she would be bisexual if Jehovah would allow her to be, but for psychological reasons, she hates men. But I'm pretty sure she likes dick. That's a weird thing. Okay, that's hi, welcome. So they rode up to Bethel and had to get permission for my mother to continue being his caregiver, that there was no hinky pinky going around. You can't even take care of a dying family member without the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society saying that it's okay. My mom kind of laughed it off. She's like, well, it's not the first time I've been in the back room. And I'm like, true that. Gayleen, hello. Yes, still alive. Probably not for long. Um, I got this thing called. Hey, Gayleen, how are you? I'm gonna get my phone plugged in. I don't know whose fault this is, your guys's or my guys's, because this is the longest 5-minute video. Okay. Let me. Yes, definitely, Galen. I would recommend. It's time to cocktail up. Okay. I think we're good. So what happened was I tried to put in my charger, and as I mentioned previously, I have a terrible ability to multitask these days. Okay. Karen, where was I? You're gonna have to be my monitor at some point. Moderator, but yeah, I lost. Let's see, we were at Colt, 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 Colt. And then we were probably talking about being a cult. And you know, it would probably be weird if we actually had a conversation about maybe the Jehovah's Witnesses being, a cult. Okay. Thank you. Hey, and Christy, welcome. Thank you. Yes, so my mom caregiving. But yeah, they had to go up and get permission. They reported her first. And here's the shitty thing. My mom had to clean out his stuff. Now, this is a man who, fuck it all. You got to take a fuck it all every once in a while, right? This is a man who, like I said, was one of the founding elders for our congregation. Very, very long-term member. His wife, my aunt, is who got my mom in. Ew. Yeah. When he passed, my mom, of course, as the caregiver, was cleaning out his area. And she said, first of all, and here's the thing, as I do have to tell you guys, I've struggled with so many things with my mom in the past. It's been a few years in progress. We're in a very, very good place. So part of me feels like I'm betraying her in some way, but at the same time, I've been a firm believer that here on this channel, this is our life. Like, however you are, what you're doing, you have the right to talk about, as I have the right to talk about. Okay. Um, yeah, Val, sorry, really quick, just on the side, Val, I will try to email you guys appropriately. I think that's what, yeah, you don't want to just throw your email out there. Robin, hey, welcome. I do think that it's weird. I think it is hard to believe like you believe in a cult, right? Like or that you were a part of. Trying to see how many people are on because I really have to pee. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Come, my friends. We'll go together. Um, so a couple of months before he had passed, or I guess when I think back, it was probably like the last year. But my mom would be like, I mean, I don't know what to do. She's like, I'm going on his computer, and she's like, porn is popping up all over the place. And yeah, Karen. So Karen says, "Go pee." I did. Did you pee on camera? Am I gonna get like cut off of YouTube for urinating? Like I'm sure that's some kind of internet indecent exposure. Then I have to go on the sex offender list just because I had to pee. Um. Oh, so Michelle says, "Yeah, go pee. We'll wait." Yeah, no, I don't think you get it. I was probably gonna take you with me. I told you. I set that bar low. Um. Really quick on a side note, hey Linda, can you text me later and remind me to get the email addresses? Cause, cause I'm really old and I'll probably forget. So text me later so that I remember to do that. Cause otherwise I will forget. Um, Christy, Christy Gathercole. I like that last name. I think I mentioned earlier. I've been in this. Well, I'm a huge fan of Vikings. If nobody's watching Vikings, you damn well should. But we've been catching up on games. Well, we already watched it the first time. We've been watching it a second time through. So that's why I was like, every name had Christy Gathercole. I wonder from which island you belong. Um, all right. So Linda, my surrogate, and for somebody who's so spicy, she's like, Cash, just leave us here. Don't take us to the bathroom. I'll text you. Um, try to catch up from where I was. I really do have to pee, but I mean, the reality is I've carried four kids and I've got a bladder like nobody's. I've got a steel bladder and a steel stomach. The bladder is from having kids. The stomach was from my mom's cooking. I mean, what do you? Okay. Um, Michelle said 14 peoples. That might be a record for me. Don't think I've quite peed in front of 14 people yet. I just. Um, oh, Robin says she loved Vikings. I haven't watched the last leg of the season, the finale. I'm waiting. Um, I was on a good roll. So, oh, so my uncle's okay. Sorry, please remind me. My uncle was like, "Well, I don't know what's happening. It just keeps popping up." It's like he's so old that he doesn't realize that has been the standard excuse for like 30 years. You have, I will talk to you later, Valerie. Thank you for stopping by. Um, and Apostle Babe Linda James says, let's thumbs up the video. Yeah, please absolutely do. I know I'm shitty at that. I'm shitty at reminding people if you like the video, please thumbs up and subscribe. And what's the other thing? And hit the little bell for notifications, but the bell might be on that side. Um, So yeah, my uncle was doing the whole, well, I don't know how this pornography would be coming up like this. What is going on? And my mom's like, seriously? She's like, I know. She's like, I'm not freaking stupid. And as she was going through her thing, she was like, well, she was going through her things. By that I mean her emotions and the things that she was experiencing. She's like, so my to qualify really quick, my uncle, who, yes, it was a diehard Jehovah's Witness for most of his life, but prior to that, he was in the military, and so he has VA insurance. Sorry, I'm half reading. I told you I can't multitask for shit. Well, if Gilene's going pee, we all got to go pee. All right, guys, we have a 2-minute pee break. I'm looking at my hand like I wear a watch. And your time starts. No, Karen, don't wait. Go pee while you have the chance. That way we don't have to wait when you have to go pee. This is like a team effort. All right, break. And we're back. I mentioned I've been going to the chiropractor, so I'm trying this new posture shit. Listen, I didn't get these implants for them to not, have good posture to go with them. So my mom says that she's she goes, going through her motions of going through his stuff, and despite any differences we have, it's still it's brother-in-law, but to her brother, and which also involves a lot of her sister's things and memories and just as things that that occur when somebody dies. I really try to avoid saying passed away. I'm working on that. Let's just say it as it is. Correct me if I say passed away. Or the other term, I can't think of what it is. So we were chatting one night, and she was like, oh my God, Cass, she's like, I am telling you, the things I found, like, I mean, and the VA paid for them. And I'm like, what do you mean you found? Like, you gotta kind of give me more of like a bunch of little dead babies, or I don't know, like 17,000 Barbie legs. I need a little more information. And she's like, well, for like, I think I missed some conversation here, but I'm gonna not be distracted for just a second. Then I promise, guys, I'll go back. Um, things for erectile dysfunction. And I'm like, what? She also cleared out his library, which, long story, my uncle had the fucking most amazing JW library. I know where most of the books went, but a lot of them ended up. Robin says that passed away always bugged her too. Yeah. Here's the thing. There's one thing we're all guaranteed in this life. Like one thing that every single person will get, and that is death. This time around. Or maybe this is the only time. Not only is this a non-political channel, but it is also a non-religious channel. Sorry, who is getting feisty in my head. Um, okay. So anyways, I don't know what she found. Here's the thing. It could have been some crazy ass shit, or it could have been like regular sex shit. And for those of you who are like, what is regular sex shit? Email me. I'll send you pictures of people I know. It could have been like regular stimulus stuff, but my mom was like, I mean, there was like contraptions and the VA paid for it. And I was like, well, that's because the VA, and I will tell you, I 100% support the VA, but I worked with them for years. And the resources are limited. And if those motherfuckers are trying to figure out a way to give you an erection, then God damn it, Tony Morris and the governing body needs to lay off. Because that is what they consider masturbation and probably like animalistic things. Like, I don't know what she found. I don't know what she found. But it sounded to me like, you know, if governing body would just let my aunt suck his dick, we could have saved the government 15%. Like switching to Geico. All a little dick sucking. That's it. But for those of you who are unaware, penises in the mouth are bad. I don't know why, and a lot of religions feel that way, and if somebody can explain to me why, I will abide by it. My cock is huge, and I love to have it sucked, so. Alright, that means it's officially after hours. Okay, I'm gonna go through a couple. Annette says, Lily Fields. Oh, I love that. I do like that name. Robin Banks says it could have been a feather duster, and my family would have freaked if they thought it was for sex. Oh my, yeah, yeah. Annette says I am so out of order. I would say you have no idea, but Annette, you've been around long enough. I'm pretty sure you do. And it also says maybe we all reincarnate into a herd of cows. So likely, but I would be pissed because I don't want to have to go from being a sheep to a cow. At least let me be a goat for a little bit. Let me live the last 40 years of my life as a goat. So Gene Walker is saying, I think from 1976 until 1981, giving head was a conscience matter. Well, I'm sure his conscience was like, Jehovah likes this. And her conscience was like, no, he doesn't. No, oh my God, can you imagine? You know why, though? So, Gene, I think there's a typo, right? You have here 1076 until 1981, but I'm pretty sure you mean 1976. You want to know why suddenly it was a conscience matter? Because 1975 hit, the world did not end, and they were like, fuck, we don't know how we're going to keep these members. You know what? Let's get these bitches sucking some dick. That, to me, is a video in itself. That makes sense to me. It makes sense. I don't know why the governing body keeps rejecting my application. Okay. That's super smart. I want to take a screenshot of that because I do want to remember it for later. It does make sense now. In your head. You guys are like slightly out of control. Yeah. Linda, you need to post a video over on your channel singing those lyrics. I challenge you. Done. I'll join the governing body. You all follow, and if they thought the new light was good, they should see the shiny new light. Robin was saying stay alive till 1975, so I'm going to share. Okay, I'm such a liar. Last thing. I'm the worst girlfriend ever. And D is probably upstairs. He's like, better you guys than me. I'm just kidding. He loves the sound of my melodious voice in the morning. As long as I'm following the conscious matter rule of the governing body from 76 to 81 and sucking his dick. So conditional. Um, so what was I reading? It was Robin said. God dang it. Oh, the stay alive till 75. All right, so I like to say that I fully woke. I would say, was it no, around the time I posted my first video. All right, so Robin's posted something, and I can't see what it is. It doesn't look phallic, so maybe it's a candle. Oh, Jabbits die hard. Oh, it's whiskey. I'm sorry. I'm so conformed. These worldly emojis, they just slip right past me. Um, Robin left in 1976. She's like, blowjobs? Fuck you. I'm out. Yes. Um, so the stay line till 75. And so recently, like I said, I like to think that I was out, like really, really, really got it. And that's really when I discovered you guys and this community. But I have had so many wake up moments since then. And one of my most recent ones was about 3 months ago. And here's Karen's posting You guys are very distracting. I'm trying to make a point here. My kids used to say, because I'm not a parent that believes in corporal, I did not post any wee wee. Uh, I didn't believe in corporal punishment. And so my kids were like, yeah, if you fucked up, like, do you know what? Like, you'd have to go in the garage and listen to her mouth for like 3 hours. So, so now Dennis is upstairs, like, better you guys than her. Anyhow, um, I love hearing your guys' experiences. Jean says, I left in 79. Worldly sex was better. Yeah, it's very different when you don't have that sheet between you with the hole cut in the middle, which might as well be. Ew, so. Mm. Sex in the Watchtower. If anybody has not made it over ever to Sister Fister's channel, she does a whole series on Sex in the Watchtower. I thought about doing it, but I was pretty sure that I would be banned from the world. That the world would ban me from the world. Not, you know, the regular people that used to control my life. Anyways, I thought it was hysterically funny that my uncle had so many contraptions and weird. I want to know what it was. I don't know what it was. Uh, my mom's one of those people that likes to be naive. Um, but she's not. But in some ways she is. Oh, hold on. Let me go back here. Okay, so to finish my thought, what I was saying, Robin, was that a couple of months ago I posted a video and the Jehovah's Witnesses were in prison, and on one of their shirts I had written "Stay alive till 75," crossed out 2075. And I sat there and I stared at it for a while, and I was like, the Armageddon's not really going to happen. Like, I actually have the opportunity. I was born in 1975. So I'm like, I actually have the opportunity. I could stay alive for 100 years because I have a feeling that around 2070 or probably 2060 or so, that Watchtower, we're all going to be gone, right? Gone or old, or I don't know, whatever each of our futures hold for us. And Watchtower can very fucking easily resurrect their 1975 prediction and say, as they've said in the past, oh my goodness, we did the math and we realized that in the Mayan times, when it's the second Saturday in English times during the 1800s, that you have to subtract an entire 1,000 years and or add 1,000 years. And suddenly they're going to say, the new phrase is going to still be alive till 75, and they're going to say that they made a mistake and that it's 2075. And all I could think was, like, that was my kind of aha moment that I was like, wait a minute. As much as I'm out and everything, as much as I'm not there anymore, I really, really, really strive to work through the damage that was done and the things that occurred and why I think a certain way. Um, I just got distracted by a comment. I apologize. And I've been, I took my first drag off with a cigarette when I was about 9. I love smoking and I hate that I'm a smoker. And most smokers will understand that, and most good former smokers will understand that. Because there's also shitty former smokers. And I was looking at my cigarette and I was like, wait a minute. It like hit me in a way. I'm gonna try to express it the best way that I can. I could actually be alive in 2075. And I can be a voice that, guys, we already did this. And sometimes do I think it would make a difference? No, because the followers of the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society are stupid. And as I was stupid, as my parents were stupid, there is a level of naivety and vulnerability. And there's also a part that I believe that we all knew and know this is bullshit, but it's all you got. And so I realized that, and I was like, as you guys all know, if you're a smoker or you've ever been a smoker, like that's one of the biggest thing. Like your JW friends and family are going to be like, "I wish you'd quit smoking." I really wish you'd quit smoking. Yeah, well, I wish I'd quit smoking too. But maybe if I didn't have an oral fixation from being in your fucking cult and have a constant hand to mouth motion, I'm so not working out the way it should. Um, yeah, don't fucking criticize me for the damage that was done because of your choices. I didn't have choices. So now I probably have some really bad habits, as many out there of you guys do. Whether it's addiction, whether it's pills, whether it's harder drugs, whether it's alcohol, whether it's smoking, whether it's fucking. I happen to be multi-talented in so many of those areas, minus the heroin. And that says oral fixation. I need to see my therapist now. Very inappropriate comment I was going to respond with. What's your therapist's number? So that stuff gets to me, and that stuff bugs me, and it hit me that I was like, I want to quit smoking. Please do not send me anything encouraging unless you already did, in which case that's okay. I don't judge. I don't need any external help. It was just very much like, holy shit. I actually could live long enough to make a difference. And that's where you have those kind of little moments where it's like, oh, fuck, I'm kind of still, there's that part of you that's still in. And that's the part I root for in all of you and in my siblings, that you're going to have those moments. Robin says the no smoking thing never made sense to me. It was always a huge sin, made no sense. I know, I 100% agree. Here's the thing, and again, I'm not saying that smoking's a good thing. Drinking heavily is not a good thing either, but the governing body chooses which is okay at which time, so I mean, I never, unless it was me about to kill somebody when I was quitting, I've never seen somebody like smoke cigarettes and, get behind the wheel of the car and get all crazy. And yet drinking is allowed. And again, I'm not saying anything about people who drink, because God knows I've thought about it. Thoughts are things. He told me he hates when I do this. I think that's what it is. I'm sure he'll comment. He's like, I hate when you slurp your drink. And I'm like, good. I'm still going to do it. All right, let's look through some of your guys' comments and interact. Is anybody familiar, really quick, because I want to go back to the Zoom idea, right, of like a base. I don't know. I want to figure out a way to video with lots of people. You know why? Because it's fun. Because I can say shit to you guys and you know exactly what I'm talking about without me having to go through hundreds of years of history. All right. Let's go back. All right, so I did do a little throwdown with Linda, that she goes on her channel, and I want to see her singing this section. And if you don't know what we're referring to, you should have been on the live chat. Just kidding. I don't judge you to your face, ever. Yeah, if you guys know, and if anybody should be judged, it's me. You're all welcome to judge me. If judgments equal votes. All right. So yeah, that stay alive till 75, Robin, that, I don't know, that hit me. I think I'm just gonna make a fucking t-shirt over on that place where I make my merchandise. Sorry, I just thought of something, but I'm like, don't go on another tangent, Cass. You got enough testicles out there. Sorry, not testicles, tentacles. Yeah, I would like to do a t-shirt that says stay alive until 1975, cross out the 75 and say 2075. And when you guys know, when I do most of my merch, I try to take it down to like the base price, because I mostly just make shit that I would like to wear. I don't really make it for anybody else. I'm just like, oh, I can design what I want to wear. Hell yeah. That stay alive till 75 just haunts me so much. What you apply to? Whiskey. Okay, so Pasta Babe says challenge taken. She's going to come up with a melody. Let me know what the link is, Linda, and I will put a link over on my channel to your channel for that. Robin says governing body has no taste. Cass would shake it up over there. I don't think they would. When you say shake it up, I think of the shaker thing. That anybody here watch South Park? No, maybe. I would love to shake it up, but then I would probably intentionally figure out ways to cause 8 people to have, cardiac arrest. You do what you gotta do. We all do our share. Old Jabbits Die Hard, I saw that already. I'm just seeing lots of hearts and lots of love, and I am so freaking glad that you guys are a part of my life and community. Stan says, I have a prediction. As soon as I die, no one will give a toss. Ah, I would think that somebody would. I would. People would. So Linda said, okay, I didn't hit or spank my kids, but if my kids were running late for school, I would blast mariachi music all the way to their schools. Linda, were you my mother? I'm just kidding. You know, we've had this conversation. Uh, Holy shit. Yeah. Hey, there are certain things that you have to do. There's things that I did. Oh man, why didn't I think about blasting mariachi music? I really can't say. I had really amazing kids. No, I have really amazing kids. So I can't, like, my son asked me the other day, or not asked me, he told me the other day that his wife was like, so what did your mom do for discipline? And he said something like, we didn't break the rules because I had this many rules. Do you guys think that you are not more COVID affected? Because I don't think that anybody should say that. Everybody has their own shit to deal with, and we all need to respect that. But did any of you guys feel triggered by the fact that, like, we grew up with so many restrictions and so many don't, right? And then you get out, right? And you start sensing your freedom and whatnot. And then all of a sudden you're getting those don'ts. Like for me, I hate the mask. I hate it. I hate wearing a mask. I absolutely do wear a mask, 100%. But I mean, like, I also hate going to get pap smears. But you still do what you gotta do. You don't mean you have to like it and advertise to people like this is the greatest ever. I hate wearing a mask. Um, but I'm also an incredible rule follower. Linda says my son has COVID-19 right now. I hope that you keep us posted, Linda. I hope he's doing well. Um, I know we're all like affected in such different ways. How is he doing right now, Linda? I guess would be my question. So yeah, that's awful. Um, Sorry, I'm seeing dogs drool. I want to know how to pronounce your name. Evans Pa. So it's the dog's drool. Qui n'avance pas recul. I took French in the eighth grade, and granted, I was stoned most of the time. That was my naughty year. But I'm trying to put together kind of what I recall some of the language rule. Teespring. Thank you, Linda. Yes, Teespring. All right, Linda. I hope your son does well or does better. It's been a crazy last couple of months. Okay. Let's get back into fun stuff. I didn't hit or spank. Oh, so yes, I was saying that. Yeah, my son was like, we just didn't break the rules. I didn't have very many rules. I really didn't. And that's okay. When I was leading into, do you guys feel impacted in a different, is being isolated and all these mandates, is it something that you guys think that triggers you more because you were raised in a cult based on isolation and mandates? I'm just curious. Um, I'm very, very big on taking like my own inventory or how I'm doing, and I wondered that about myself. And so I'm curious if you guys, if this whole isolation and tight mandates like affects you. And I've seen what it's done to some of my siblings and some of my friends, and I'm an observer. Um, but I'm curious if they feel like that affected you in a different way or triggered you in any way. All right, let's go back up here. Lilyfield says, my JW parents had a vibrator, and whenever they used it, my brother and I watching TV would see the lines from interference on the screen. Dude, Lily, all I can say is my deepest apologies. I can't even go into some of the weird shit that my parents said that they did. There was no vibrators. You know, Lily, if you were a good Jehovah's Witness girl, you would have turned your parents in. I mean, you would have Okay, no, that sounds bad. I was gonna say you would confiscate the vibrator first, but I was like, yeah, no, that's ooh. There's a reason that generally we don't buy those used. Um, Jean says originally they thought 1874. All right, was the end of the 6,000 years since Adam. 1874. Gene, I'm going to look further into that because I'm really bad with dates. I have no problem telling any of you guys. It's an old JW teaching. If you don't know the answer, it's okay to say, I don't know. Can I? Let me look that up. So in true JW fashion, Gene, I don't know that answer. Let me look that up. Sorry, I'm just making a quick note here. Okay. I do forget that I'm live because I feel like I'm just like hanging out with my friends. And then I'm like, oh, fuck. People who are going to watch this afterwards, like, this is the longest, most boring video ever. And to them, I say generally, fuck off. Just kidding. I don't say that to anyone. What I say is, next time, try to catch us on the live stream. It's pretty fun. Okay. Um, I'm really not good with dates, Gene, like I said, so I'm gonna look that up and I will talk to you about it later, or us later. Do you know what I mean? So Robin says, I was 16 when I left, run from Cali to Florida with my worldly boyfriend. Needless to say, I get to pick my own family now. The demons got me. I hope that when the demons got you, it ended up well. The demons got me as well, and I've never been happier. And for those who are watching who are not former witnesses, the demons, there are real demons, right? You have Satan and their demons, but demons and worldly people, those can all be intertwined. Like, there's comments that will make, like, Satan got to me, or Satan won, and it's basically a way to pass responsibility. Uh, or, like, okay, so here's what I'm interpreting Robin's message is like, things worked out well for her, insert sarcasm, the demons got me. Because Jehovah's Witnesses really demonize anything outside of anybody that is in their cult, period. Michelle says, when my mom got married to my dad, they went to a zoo, and my mom said, "Oh, look, they're playing." It was animals mating. She was clueless. I don't know how old your mother is, but I bet she was really devastated come 1976 when suddenly your dad might have been playing with his dick in her mouth. Oh my gosh, look, he's playing with. Isn't he the sweetest? He even says it's got protein. Of course, then the anorexic Jehovah's Witnesses are like, you realize there's like 3 calories of protein in cum. It's not 3 calories. I don't remember what it was, but I did look it up once. I'm human. I was like, listen, Annie, I don't think I'd be sucking your dick anymore. There's calories in there, and they're not the good ones. Okay. Lily feels that's therapy material. 100%. Oral fixation. I need to see my therapist now. Again, oh yeah, we had this discussion. I know what's wrong with me now. He's married and his wife is in the office. Listen, Annette, what you and your therapist and his wife do in their office is your guys' business. I'm getting a firewall alert. Why do I feel like somebody's trying to sabotage me? Oh, that's right, because I'm a former Jehovah's Witness and we're paranoid. I apologize, I forget. Um, we got people who get their weed for free. Smoking and drinking, prescription meds in my old congregation, cheap in Australia, Stan says. That's so weird. So when I was a Jehovah's Witness, I was a child, and so I don't think that I am even close to privy to adult life in as a Jehovah's Witness because so Robin looked it up. Come is for any of you who might be paranoid like some of us are, 25 calories per teaspoon. Fuck, now I gotta bring measuring spoons? Alright. Sperm is protein too, right? You know, Lily, I'm not sure if it's protein or if that's just what the boys like to say. Not that I object either way. I'm just saying, you don't gotta lie. Speak the truth. You guys are, I really have to get off of this because you guys are very much inadvertently carroting me in to hilarious things. Okay, I want to catch up to where we currently are, but I don't want to miss anyone. And if I do, I apologize. And you know I love you and I appreciate you. I'm doing the best I can. Please don't shun me and stop loving me conditionally based on your Jehovah's Witness upbringing. I'm drinking these things called White Claws. They're very tasty. And I put cranberry juice in them, and I do like them. Okay. Oh, look, they're playing. Could happen in 75 oral fixation. I'm gonna speed read like one of our conversations one of these days, and guess what? We would probably all get free therapy. Da, da, da. Yeah, so going back, and I know that I've already mentioned this, that Robin had said that the no smoking thing was just stupid to her. My words, not hers. The crime did not fit the punishment. Yeah. In the Jehovah's Witness organization, smoking is like one of the worst possible things that you could do. And I believe the reason why is it's because it's something they can physically identify, period. When they take like rape and molestation victims into the back room and question them, they don't generally have physical evidence unless, dear God, you were dating Jay the comedian. And if you haven't seen him, you probably should. But they take you in the back room and it's like, well, were you wearing G-string or were you wearing briefs? Because if you're wearing G-string, then that means you weren't raped. You were being a whore. Um, I don't know what the fuck that means though. When I was like 8 years old and we were poor, and I might have had my sister's underwear on, and so then I guess my uncle thought it was a G-string, and so therefore, like when the molestation went on, I guess I asked for it because I was wearing the wrong kind of underwear. Welcome to the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society. And my story is not different from very many others. So, yeah, but smoking. Now, if a kid, so let me put it this way. If a boy was being molested and smoking a cigarette at the same time, leave your comments below. What would he be punished for? Or who would be punished? Also, there was no second witness, so he was being molested, right? Smoking. Smoking is bad, bad, bad because it's a physical thing that's easy to pin down. They don't want to mess around with anything that's going to cut into their membership or that's going to cause them legal problems. But God knows that they've got plenty of money to support the legal problems that they incur by protecting pedophiles. Um, Smoker. Okay. I think we're just about caught up. Linda, thank you for the compliment. You used a really big word. I was, sounding it out. No, I love you, Linda. Thank you so much for your continual support and keeping me grounded to my best worldly self. Um, Robin says they followed my elder uncle around until they caught him. My aunt turned him in. Oh, for smoking. Okay. No, yeah, no, not surprised. So as many of you guys know, um, Robin, I bless you for, well, bless you, however people want to say that is, but I appreciate you being here. That's what we all need to say is we all need to be more direct and stop using passed away in death. I'm blessed for you to be here. No, I appreciate you being here. Um, yeah, so when I came back from Massachusetts, where my parents had sent me, as a minor child to go live with what I knew to be a rapist slash drug addict slash blah blah blah, and he was 75% of those things. Doing much better now, but basically sent me back to my biological father. Well, when I came back, at that point, I was addicted to cigarettes, right? So I used to go out to this trailer that we had on our yard and smoke cigarettes. And this elder's son, I smell cigarettes. Do you guys smell something? So I would go out to my trailer, I would take a couple of drags, and then I had, so we lived in Arizona where air conditioning is actually really expensive, and for poor folk like us, you just don't have it. But you have things called swamp coolers. And swamp coolers run off of the idea of there's water down here in the tank and a fan. Um, Y'all know how swamp coolers work, but if you don't, anyhow, there's water down here. So I had a little bar of soap, and I would put my hands in the swamp cooler water and wash my hands, and then go back into the house. And this little fucking punk, I smell cigarettes. Shut the fuck up, elder son. And I literally did this. Oh, I'm sorry. I probably need to shower. And he's like, ugh, yeah. Yeah, well, leave it to Jehovah's Witness to not tell the difference between body odor and um, something burning. I smell skunk. I smell like beef. Um, let's see. My husband and I, we like to smoke cigars for pleasure. We find it very enjoyable. Doesn't feel bad at all. Lily Fields, thumbs up. Yeah, one of my girlfriends smokes. I've never been partial to it, but she smokes cigars and she's Cute as fuck when she does it too. I think she's, I don't know. And I'm sorry, can you imagine? I always like to think that I'm not saying that we are mini gods, but if we are built in his image, then why doesn't Jehovah or the God or whoever, oh, I forgot my lips are extremely chapped. That's how you know I'm comfortable with you guys. Um, why do I have more compassion and logic than Jehovah does? And I just find it really, really hard to believe that somebody who fought in wars, I mean, I'm not mentioning any Morris names, but somebody who fought in wars, I don't know the extent of this invisible made up person, Tony Morris. I don't know his history, if he actually was in battle or anything like that, Tony Morris the third. But it seems to me that if you can be forgiven for killing some people, then Lily, you can be forgiven for taking a puff puff pass on a cigar. But that's my logic and my belief system. It doesn't even go too far in the worldly world, to be honest. Um, but yeah, I find it hard to believe that you can murder people in wars, you can do X, Y, and Z, you can mislead people. Isn't there the scripture in the Bible that says that those who mislead people will be accountable? Jesus. What if their accountability is that Jehovah reverts back to the 1976 conscience matter blowjobs, and that's what Tony's going to be doing the rest of his life? Yeah, you reap what you sow. Alrighty. Okay, so Robin is saying Zoom too. So, Linda, let's figure out something so that we can do a Zoom like once a month? I don't know. What do you guys think? Stian one says, and this is further down. Yeah, I killed people in Vietnam, but that doesn't count. I wasn't anointed then. Well, brother, you're not anointed now either. You know, sometimes frustrating is that I know that none of us will ever be able to say these things to the people that need to hear them. Let me understand. America managed to infiltrate the capital, and we can't get into Warwick. Folks, we're just not trying hard enough. Okay. I smell skunk. No, really, I'm outside, Karen says. Vape the green instead of incinerating it. All right. I love you guys. This, as a former Jehovah's Witness, I think you need to know it's extremely important that I am not accountable for anything. So the fact that this 5-minute video is now a 2-hour video is not my fault. Oh, sorry. I swear to God, I'm not digging in my ass. I'm adjusting my chiropractor. Cass, your pelvis is crooked thing. I needed this very much, and I love all of you very, very much. I appreciate you all very much, even though I don't necessarily get to know you all as much as I would like. If anyone is interested, shoot me an email. Ugh, why do my hands have to be so close up? Oh, that's cute. 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 I've determined lately that you can tell how old people are getting by their hands. Don't look at my hands. Look at my tits. That's how you can tell how old I am. Um, If anybody's interested in like maybe helping me out, try some Zoom stuff, that would be awesome. I'm gonna throw my email down here because frankly I'm gonna be too lazy to put it in the comments tonight. Non-Apostate. I was at my chiropractor's office and we were talking about like I was trying to figure out how to sit at my desk because I do work from home now, and so in between this and my writing and my projects and work, I'm sitting a lot of the time. Non-apostate at gmail.com. I don't know why I have to use that voice. Robin says nails are hot. Hope that didn't sound weird. Yeah, no, it didn't sound weird at all. I just figured that you kind of like to be roped up this way while people are shooting nail guns at you, but yeah, that's not weird at all. You're good. Yeah, if anybody wants to help me kind of figure out, I don't, I haven't done Zoom yet. I know no, actually I did. I did Zoom with another activist actually about a year ago. So, but I haven't done it with multiple people. Anyhow, thank you guys for joining me. I needed it. I probably, hey, heck, maybe I just needed to vomit this out tonight, and we all do sometimes. But you all are familiar and comforting to me, and I appreciate you. And I thank you for loving me despite my really fun vulgarities. It's what I got. I am so glad. Michelle, Stan, Karen, Linda, Robin, who else am I missing? Lily, Oshi. Oh, I'm gonna miss somebody. Karen. Did I already say Karen? Karen, stop trying to throw your names out there. I love you guys. Have an amazing night. Stay safe and please, please, please live your best worldly self. I will have a new video out for you soon, and until then, I'll see you next time.